got to tell you an anecdote. This is just back to my full disclosure thing. So my granddaughter, Faith, wonderful young woman. Her mom is the child of mine who is the diversity person at NARAL. And Faith is an undergraduate at the University of Illinois, Urbana. And at our last family reunion, she comes up to me and she says, Poppy, because the decision in the case overturning Roe had just come down. Where do you stand? And I said, look, I got to be honest with you. I think Roe was wrongly decided. I think they invented a right in the Constitution that's not there, and the court gets to decide about stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with them. They didn't decide the issue. They turned it back to the states. The states can decide it. And, if you go to your state and argue for your side. And I said, viability, you're killing the person. I mean, you can't kill the baby after it's born because it's inconvenient. Well, how can you kill it just before it's born? So, on the other hand, morning after, am I going around chasing after women who have, terminated the gestation before the thing is even, I saw it, it's a question of when you're going to draw the line and whatever. That's what I said. Mm-hmm. I'm not asking you to agree with that. I'm just saying that was I said. Here's what she said. She said, those people who want to take away my right to terminate this pregnancy don't respect my personhood as a human being. They want to make me into force me into a role that I should be able to choose about it one way or the other. It's a fundamental right to me. It's a fundamental right, and a lot of people are going to say that. And I think we're back to square one in this conversation, which is on the one hand. People are, many women, many Black women are in the same posture as my granddaughter. It's a fundamental right. I should get to decide that. Okay, within limits, all right, then we could talk about what the limits are, but basically I should get to decide that. Versus the moral imperative of affirming life and making the law support that. And I'm going to end my soliloquy now because I don't have a conclusion, but I just wanted to give voice to these counter themes.
And I know that position is out there. And I mean, you gave, certain disclosures, and so I'll when in Rome. I mean, I made certain decisions at a different period of my life, certainly well before I was married, where, I mean, I didn't live by the things that I profess right now. I'll just say it that way. And it's not lost on me. I couldn't, again, as a Christian, I couldn't just paper over that and say, oh, that was nothing. It was just a clump of cells. No, it wasn't. I had to acknowledge that. That's a sin that I had to repent for. But that doesn't, my decisions do not change reality. And as I said, when a person hears that a pregnant woman has been assaulted and she tragically loses her baby, they want some justice for that child. They don't just say, oh, well, the clump of cells went away, no different than some dead skin that's sloughing off the back of your hand. It's like, no, we acknowledge it. So I understand that position, but here is the larger critique, Glenn. And this is both one on a sort of macro level and micro level, particularly within the Black community. We have done our young people, particularly our young women, such a disservice. And when I say we, I just mean the culture, where they think that anything that is exclusive to men, they want access to. If some group of second wavers hears that there's an all-men's bowling alley in Sheboygan, they're going to be there and they're going to protest. And they said, women need to have access to this. But the one thing, and this is not a minor thing, that only women can do, right? Bear and bring forth life. They said, that's not particularly important. It's much more important for me to pursue whatever interests the men are doing. I think this goes back to, I think, where we started, and certainly, one of the issues that I cover so much around marriage and family formation and fatherhood. I wish we did a better job of talking to our young people about the beauty and the benefit of family. And we laid out sort of a script. I know, Ian Rowe is a friend of both of ours. He talks about the success sequence, right? It's about doing things in a particular order, because the data is clear. The vast majority of abortions in this country are from unmarried women. So if our marriage rates look like those of South Korea, our abortion rates may look the same too, right? And so that would naturally drive down the abortion rate.
You just made reference to Ian Rowe, who's a fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, and whose book Agency, with a subtitle, has just been published, in which he advocates for a formula for success of everybody, including Black folk, what that he calls the free family, religion, education, and entrepreneurship. And if you get those right, the success sequence is marrying, having a full-time job before you have a kid. You're unlikely to be poor.
Correct.
That's what you were referring to.
Correct.